Prime Gaming agent select. We're going to get some clarity on the agents we're going to get, but also where Nora is going to... Wait.
No, we're getting trolled.
Wait.
No, we're getting trolled.
No.
No.
Wait, can we get production? Can
Are
we
they,
check
are they hovering or are they locked in?
Yeah, you know.
Are they hovered or...
So yesterday, Team SMG played arguably the most important game of their lives, starting with 4 duelists and no smokes. And asked why they did that, this was their response.
To be honest, it was like a wrong agent pick. We thought that it was like a rehearsal, and then we didn't know, and then we just picked 4 duelists, and then after we realized that it was a mistake, because it's our mistake, right? So we have to follow through with it. We accepted that it was our mistake, and then we just kept playing. And I think we handled it super well. I think we're able to be like very situational and make things work. So yeah, that's the reason why.
It wasn't strategic at all? Not a decision by your coach or by your IGL, something like that?
No, it wasn't strategic. To be honest, it was just a mistake. Maybe because it's our first time on land. We didn't know how things work, I think. And yeah, it's an honest mistake.
And obviously that just added to the legend of this game, a game that they won 13-3. So let's find out how they did it. Let's start with the defensive side. And obviously if you're playing 4 duelists in a comp, you're going to have to be pretty extreme with some of your setups, and they were, right? You're going to have to be pretty aggressive, which they were, with like 3 people stacking up together, ready to get aggressive if needs be. You know, we've got our Phoenix here just alone on B, and you're going to have to be passive elsewhere. And normally wherever that Cypher was, you know, it was going to have to be pretty passive because you're going to have to be pretty aggressive elsewhere. And so later on in this round, when EG come towards A, there's not going to be much resistance from them actually getting the spike down.
That's kind of what I was choosing. Phoenix is all the way pushed up to that door. It's such a heavy setup, and this 1-3-1 setup, they can fast rotate.
Yeah. Very, very quick with it. You see the trip causing problems already, as they eventually managed to get past it. The span coming through, though, out of an area impatience. So rotation's already coming over from the defense.
Just like I said, these rotations are...
But if we pause it just there at when the spike has actually just gone down, one thing I think SMG did very, very well was understanding that they needed to conserve some utility for this scenario. And for instance, if we take a look at what utility they've got all of their Phoenix utility left and a Phoenix ult. They've got all of their Neon utility left and a Neon ult. They've got all of their Reyna utility left and a Reyna ult. And they've got all of their Raze utility left as well for this retake. So yeah, they're playing 4 duelists, but they've got all the utility they could want to actually make this thing work.
So key, Doug. They're so key to this.
First, run it back online. And it seems like they're going to try to just flood out and take these fights. When you're going up against these duelists, it could be a problem. But Scary Shark finding one, finding a second. As Power Pixelate counters with it. Thea and Power Pixelate both so weak. And Airy not much better off. 4 HP as the spike ticks away. Patience shown from SMG for just a moment. They strike at just the right time, and it all crumbles. Starbound left alone, a 1v2. Remember, Aneri weak. The spam not connecting initially. Alexi's gotten it to half. That's 3/4. Alexi's going to stick it the whole way, and that's another round for SMG.
Oh my goodness.
And if we take a look at that retake, pretty much all of that utility did need to get used to help them win this round, right? Where they come in initially, obviously, with the stuns, with the Reyna flashes, with the Phoenix ult. You know, they come down here with the Neon wall. It gets a kill. Then it starts to go a bit wrong for them when they start peeking in here, and, you know, multiple of them die. We actually end up in a 2v3. But they get to this situation, and now from here, again, you see all of that util coming in, where we're going to see the Cypher ult, we're going to see the Phoenix wall come up, and the Flash here manages to get them a kill. They then get another kill, and actually the thing that wins them the round here is a Cypher cage that was down the entire time. This cage was down from the start of the round, and they used it at the perfect moment to help win the round. But then, of course, when you are being aggressive sometimes, you are going to run into where EG is starting off in the round, and that means that you're going to get some very big fights.
A big round and perhaps the spark that they need to get the ball rolling, because it's been anything but that up until this point for North America's #1 seed. And you start to see some adaptation. Starbound playing really far back in spawn, expecting some of the pressure, but if they continue to fight into this A main area, it's going to continue to be difficult. We're already seeing some of the results of that. Scary Shark with the counter. It seems like EG may have finally found some space.
And so you see it kind of went back and forth there on this early A fight, but one bit of util I actually really liked was the Neon wall that they were using, which kind of acts almost as like the Viper wall, you know, the default one that comes up that allows you to potentially escape from here. It didn't quite work in this instance, but also whilst there is aggression, there is more aggression on top of that, because you see whilst all this fighting is going on, we already have this double flank coming heavy behind them, and this was something that they commonly did as well. It's aggressive in all phases. Not only are we getting this fight in here, but we also have a very fast double flank that will win this round.
Taking a step back, Empress online, 3 on the round already and looking for more. You've already got to run it back, which was the second in as many rounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, this is such an insane way to kind of round this round up. EG was looking.
When we come to their attack side, you might have thought they're just going to run it down. But as we'll see in the pistol round, they actually were a bit patient before then exploding.
And of course, we were talking about this earlier, this defensive side comp should be putting in the work. We have the double senti set up towards C, Viper's going to be playing that floater, we have KJ Util that SMG has to watch out for, make sure they break before they take anything, and they're playing so interesting, just sitting at that, seeing if the other team is taking any pressure, but nothing.
Yeah, they're like doing a bit of the same on the other side. I like this from EG, but also on the other side, they don't really have any other choice, right? We talked about how much A main is such a battleground, as you so eloquently put in the first half. It's going to be the same when they're on attack, and that's why they were playing so far back, but now SMG pushing forward, the hot hands in her lap.
And so you saw there that they were pretty easily able to take the site, but the interesting part of the round to me comes afterwards, because again, for a comp that they, apparently, randomly picked, essentially, they did have a pretty good understanding, because to me, this is what they probably needed to do, where after this, you're going to see they're going to go pushing here. And they're actually just going to go push into these two players, right? And you might think that that's trolling or whatever, but with this comp, because you don't have any smokes, right, it makes it more difficult that these, players could come from a lot of different angles and potentially catch you out, right? That it's going to be hard to guard everything here. So instead, you just go as one big death ball cluster again and just say, well, we'll just take the fight to you instead. And it worked pretty well.
Fight, get another kill with the goods. We're already, by the way, more than halfway through to the next run it back in the first round of the half. It's another round in favor of SMG. EG looks shell-shocked. They look stunned.
But now let's finish with round number 15, where there's other things going on as well. For instance, they're going to start this one by coming over towards the C site, and eventually they're actually going to send in a neon stun here in just a second as well. You see it go in just there. That baits the Viper Orb coming up, and they create some pressure over towards C. And actually, EG begin to start thinking about rotating, but then come back. Now, then they've got this Cypher camera just checking out towards A to see if anyone's pushed up. They determine that, no one has pushed up in this round, and so they come and take towards A instead. And now I just want you to watch that as soon as it kind of becomes apparent they're coming towards A, you see Starbound there gets off the site, right? And you might think this makes sense. You're playing against 4 duelists. They're just going to kill you and, just bombard you with all their utility if you stay here on site. So instead, you have to leave the site, right? And just play 5v5 retake.
Which is really encouraging for SMG fans because it shows that there's depth to how they want to play things. It's not just hold W. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. Putting pressure on that one side and using that pull-push scenario that I was talking about earlier to kind of get those rotates. And again, they get the site for free. But
the problem with this is that one, playing retake without any big ults, 5v5, especially on a site like A where there is, some problematic areas to clear out. There is quite a lot to clear out and you're all coming from CT. Already, that's, not going to be that easy, even when you have slightly better guns. But again, they've managed to conserve some of this utility, right? Where we still have a cage, we still got 2 flashes, we've got the neon wall. Reyna could potentially dismiss with a kill. We've still got a blast back in here as well, right? There's still tools that they can use for these fights as well for SMG. And you see that it worked for them here.
All of EG is here. They are ready to flood. They're coming up with a plan right now. But they need to know that this plan needs to win them this round.
Scary Shark using the nade. Thea has a smoke. The flash has already come out from Lori. Seemed like they were waiting on some of the utility to push out. Satchel in the face. The second curveball comes through. The snap from Alexi's just filthy. As another run it back comes through, but Starbound is in a position where she should be able to punish. An area onto one. It's all onto Starbound. Starbound falls. And the slaughter continues as SMG find themselves on map point.
So maybe the ranked players were right all along. Play 4 duelists, no smokes, and find success.